So one of the craziest things I have ever seen in Trackmania just happened on Deep Dip. I am dumbfounded, I am disgusted, I am horrified on the behalf of Dobsonian because he just got a new personal best on the track and it is absurd. To set the stage, about 1 year ago, I got my world record and the first ever sub 3 minutes on the track with a run I was extremely proud of. The reason I was so happy with this run is because I hit 3 shortcuts to get that time. The first one is the Poowa shortcut, where you have to crash into a beam, do a backflip, and skip the last part of floor 0, landing up at floor 1, saving about 20 seconds. Then, shortly after, you have to do the backwards shortcut, where instead of driving all the way around floor 1, you do a backwards quantum slide into a backwards speed slide to build up enough speed to jump with the bumper and land up on the next part. This saves about 20 seconds as well. And after hitting both of those skips consecutively, you then have to do the crazy reactor flight, where you jump off with a precise setup, then do a couple of brake taps, and try to estimate the angle to fly directly into the finish rings that are outside the tower, jumping all the way from floor 2 up to floor 15. I thought after setting this record that nobody would be crazy enough to go for it because it was such an absurd run to beat. But I was wrong, as the player Dobsonian has been going for it ever since. He was one of the first players to get a shortcut time with the first reactor flight, and over the last year, he has put in about 500 hours into the track, trying to beat my record. And that all culminated in the fact that 4 days ago, he got the run I'm about to show you now on the map. I am sorry to keep you in suspense here, guys, but we're gonna hide the leaderboard and only watch his run without knowing what the final time is, but you can see it in comparison to my personal best of 2:51.96 and make some inferences based on that about what the pace is going to be like. Dobsonian here, though, he is trying to get as many runs up to the reactor flight as possible. He just has the goal of beating my time and getting the world record, and he knows that he can continue even a bit of a slower start out of the water. It's alright, there's plenty of places to make up lost time later. You also have, you know, the Poowa shortcut that you have to get to pretty much every run to give yourself a chance. I think my consistency at this was about 20% when I hunted it. But yeah, you line up on the corner, get the backflip, counter steer, and the one he got here went really wide. He did a great job saving it and still continuing on, but lost a bit of time from going out on the sand and then setting up for the backwards part. Here, in my personal best, I lost a bit of time, I landed poorly, so Dobsonian gets closer. And now for this part, you need to for a moment activate action key 4 into 3 to get a sharp enough nose slide that it's also speed sliding. And then on the bumper here, I turtled against the pillar, Dobsonian lands further and cleaner, and almost makes up the entire deficit. He's gonna gain further time here across the pipe because I clipped in a bad way. And look at this, guys, now we are about equal after over half the map is played. It's hard to even think that it's possible as we're already only on the end of floor 1, but yeah. Both of us are gonna reach the finish in about a minute here. And let's see what Dobsonian does. He's trailing by a little bit, and here he has a different strategy. He lets the wheels fall off the side. Maybe more consistent that way. Backs up to about the same spot I did, jumping out to the side here. This is another small shortcut. And now we're going towards the beam you can set up the reactor flight from. You can gain or lose a lot of time based on how quickly you set up the car into the reactor flight. You can gain time in the flight itself too if you get a low trajectory. So he sets up very quickly here, drops off at the correct speed, releases at the right time, gets the correct trajectory, adds the brake taps, flies to another finish than the one I did, off the tower into nothingness, and a finish appears in front of him. 2:49, 50, 51. And here is the truly astounding part. His final time is a 2:51.969. 5 thousandths of a second behind my record 4 days ago. 5,000th on a beam corner hit, a backwards quantum slide, and a reactor flight 1,000 meters up into the finishes. And it is truly like one of the craziest things I've seen, because you never get differences this close. If this was a Nations Forever, we would have a tie. We would have a tied record. But because Trackmania 2020 has the 1,000th, I get to keep my record for now. And Dobsonian, after 500 hours, has to keep going. The truly tragic part is, like, when something like this happens, you always look for what could he have done better. And, you know, there's a lot of stress when you feel like you're about to get it. Here, the really sad thing is that he crashes the finish at 2:51.58. And the car, I mean, look, it just takes forever to cross the finish line. So if he had released just a tiny bit more in the jump, he would have had it. You gotta feel for the guy. Like, it is just there. And it would be cool to see further improvements on this track, as we're not too far from the limit. We really are not. The map is very much a how fast can you get to the reactor and can you reliably fly to the finish. That's what the track revolves around now. So after Dobsonian set his record, he joined his friend Nebula on a voice call for some consolation, and you can tell from his live reaction here just how much a run like this hurts.
Why is Dob calling me? Pause.
I missed it by 0.04! No, it's worse, it's by 0.005!
half a hundredth, isn't it?
I hit the finish, I was ahead!
Hang on, we watch this in slow motion.
Why, bro? Why? Why? Why?
That is brutal.
No!
I honestly, I almost don't want to watch this year, because when I saw the difference, I wanted to cry for the guy, man. The fact that he's still been hunting this all this time, mate, deserves some kind of commendation. But this genuinely, I feel for him a little bit. Look, he's not behind by much. The fact that he got that hit in as well, man. The fact that we're overlooking the fact that he got that bounce up, just like Wirtual did. Man, this is neck and neck all the way up here. Oh, bro, look at the bounce. He could not be any closer. Nah, come on, man. You've got to give it to him. I mean, second in the world is more than commendable. I mean, let's not overlook his achievement. Doing this at this pace, getting that finish direct. It's ridiculous. All on its own, just that on its own as a standalone achievement is crazy, but he's gone. He didn't even wait. I'm so gutted for him, man. Oh, God damn it. Right, now I've got a question for you, yeah? Do you reckon if he didn't press accelerate like that at the end, he would have fell through it a little bit faster? The way that, yeah, the finish bonk at the top. If he hadn't pressed accelerate so much, do you reckon he'd just drop straight in? Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Well done, Dob, lad. Regardless. I hope he gets it. I really do hope he gets it, man. That's mental.
So yeah, guys, you got a feel for him. I mean, 500 hours of work. So close. So many attempts. And still he has to keep going. It is truly a mental boom to have that happen to you. There are still many parts to improve. And so he can definitely beat my record by several seconds if he gets one of his faster runs up there. But I will have to hunt the map again at some point if I want to keep my record. I mean, it's not a matter of if it will be beaten now, it's a matter of when. And it would be interesting for me to return to Deep Dip as well and see where I could improve, but I wouldn't have the heart to start hunting it before Dobsonian beats it. I think that would be a very bad form of me to see Dobsonian get so close and then try to defend the record before he has a chance to beat it. So we're gonna let Dobsonian have his full shot at it, and then if he beats it, guys, I might want to return to it. You know, like what was so fascinating is when I drove my run, I really thought that it wouldn't be beaten and that it was essentially a perfect run, but it was in relation to every record around it at the time. I mean, the record was 330. Who is driving a 251? I mean, this was just a silly fast run. But now that this has become the new standard, it is quite easy to see how to improve upon it. Like, this section here has so many mistakes. It might be 3 seconds in total that I just lose on silly things, right? I do hope he gets it. It would be nice of Dobsonian to not get it by that much, because if the record drops to like 245, that might be a perfect run where you'd have to do silly risks to beat it. Like, into the reactor setup, you might have to not even look if you're on the correct line. Like, you'll notice here, if you look at my run now, I spent quite a lot of time looking. Just here, you align the antenna. This is the setup I can show you. You align the antenna with the first dot that is right here. So you try to align it just next to it and draw a straight line that passes through the next set of dots over there. There's a set of dots over here. So you draw a straight line. If it passes through, that means that you have the lineup for the reactor. And you can ballpark this, but since you're first driving backwards, it's quite hard to see it. And then once you know that you have it, you can just go. And interestingly, he went for the other finish. This is another huge point of improvement. Where the records can go next is, if you imagine the perfect direct finish, it would be on the way up into the finish. Like here, my car is on the way up, but I have to like go down, you know? Like my car goes up and then down into the finish. So 250 here, but I have to now release and wait for it to cross 252. Same for Dobsonian. The perfect finish would be not having the car having to actually dip down. Like this is slow, having to wait for it to go down. And tragically, right, the finish crash. So it is possible. People have gotten these kind of jumps on the practice map, but if you just look at the angle of aiming this to get a jump that doesn't go down, this is where we fly out, this area right here. So this is the public Yeet practice map. I'll show you one more replay in this video. It's from Cloud, just to give you an example of like what might be possible on the map. So Cloud flies out here with a different line. Looks like he's missing all the finishes. But then look at this. There is one finish here, which he gets from the side with a 17. And although he gets like the hardest one ever to aim for, that type of flight is possible to replicate. You can see Nebula also gets one of these flights where the car is still traveling up as it crosses the finish line. And that's 18. And one that is very similar to the one I had in my run would be 21 seconds, falling down a bit into the finish. So couple of seconds early on, couple of seconds late, absolutely crazy. It is probably possible to do a 245. So guys, we're gonna wish Dobsonian a massive amount of luck. He is sometimes streaming his attempts, so I'll leave a link to his Twitch in the description. And thank you so much for watching this video. Let's hope he gets the record. We hate to see people come so close and fall short of their goals. We want people to achieve their goals. And even though it would take me losing a record, I would be very happy for him if he gets it, because I get to play the map again as well. So we'll see. Hopefully we get something new happening on Deep Tip. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Subscribe if you haven't. And bye-bye. Take care.